It's me, it's Brandon T here with Painting with Magic. And today I thought we'd start off this season with a fantastic little painting. This is a 16 by 20 canvas and I already have amazing white already on it. This season's going to be fun, exciting, new paintings, new products, and all kinds of fun things we're going to be doing this season. I've got the oil paint already on my palette, and those will be going across the screen right now. And these paints are Grumbacher oil paints. They're pre-tested oil paints. They're fantastic. So much pigment in them. They're fantastic. And I'll be using my signature brushes that you'll be able to find on my website real soon. So I thought we'd go ahead and we'll get started with this one. What we're going to do is take the 2-inch landscape brush and go into a little bit of phthalo blue. Just like that, just a little bit. Don't take much. These got so many pigments in them that it takes a very little bit. So we'll go up here and we'll use an X stroke. And we'll get into this one. I'm just going to go all the way across the top of this using a nice X stroke. And the amazing white lets the paint blend into the canvas, lets it move on the canvas freely. Just a fantastic medium. You can see it didn't take much and it's already covered. Okay. And we're going to have a pretty good amount of sky in this one today. I kind of want to have a nice big open sky, maybe some trees over here, maybe a little path over there or something. Something today. Who knows? We'll just play around with it. Something about like that. Okay. Alrighty. We got it already done. Don't take much to blend it. These brushes are right in the middle between soft and medium. They're not too hard, not too soft, so I can blend with just the same old brush. Okay. Now we go ahead and clean this brush off. And right now I'm using odorless mineral spirits, which you can use, and I recommend you to use in your own studio, baby oil or my brush cleanser. We'll go ahead and shake this off and give her a little beat in there. Okay. Then we're going to a little titanium white. This is the top of the brush. Use one corner. Alright, let's go back up here. And I kind of want to have some big rolling clouds in this one today, so I'm going to kind of start right up here. And just take this brush, I'm just going to tap. This is the easiest way to make some clouds. Big old puffy clouds. Big old puffy clouds. Alrighty. Then, go ahead and reload the old brush up. Maybe we'll have another one right down here at the bottom. Just tap them in there. Real quick, easy. Real easy. And maybe we'll have a little something right up here. We can't really tell where it is. It's a little distant cloud. And then we'll blend all that stuff up here in a minute. We'll go ahead and just beat the brush out, and then we'll just lift it up. Lift it all up. Now, I don't really scrape. Some people like to scrape the paint a little bit. I don't like to do that. I like to leave the clumps sometimes on here from the brush. All these little brush strokes. If you can see that. If you can zoom in on all those nice little peaks and stuff on it. So I like leaving them under because it gives it some depth into it and gives some nice texture into the clouds. Good. Beautiful. Alrighty. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go ahead and start mixing up a little paint here. Take a little palette knife. And maybe some phthalo blue, some sap green in there. Get a nice little color like this. Like blue-green. Maybe a little more titanium white. Alrighty. Good to go. Let's grab a little, back to the old 2-inch landscape brush. I love this brush. And let's go back up here. We kind of load into a crunched brush. What a crunched brush is, we take the brush and we're just crunching it into the paint. Real simple. Just crunching it. And what it does, it leaves these bristles nice and open. Really nice and open. Okay? And we're going to use that openness to create a million little trees back here. So look at those. Little trees. Little trees. Bunch of little trees. And they go off in the distance. All kinds of little trees. Who knows? Maybe there's some over here. Kind of go off like that right there. Good. Maybe I have a little path that runs off. Something about like that. There will be a path in there. We can kind of see where my mines are going. Kind of can destroy the bottoms of those. We'll go ahead and grab my little 1-inch landscape brush. It's a smaller brush, just 1-inch size. And we'll go ahead and let's grab some titanium white. And grab a little bit of cadmium yellow with that. Okay, let's go back here. And we'll just touch. I just want a tiny little bit of highlight back here, not much. That's why I didn't add any medium to it. There wasn't much back here. Just a little bit. The way there's a little hint back here of something going on. And if we move away from it, it'll just disappear. They kind of blend into everything. There we go. Tell you what I want to do here. I'm going to go ahead and grab my little number 2 script liner brush. And this one actually will have a smaller handle on it when they're available. But I'm going to grab a little mineral spirits. I'm going to take a little touch of burnt sienna with that. And roll the brush. And just make some nice little small tree limbs or something going on back here. And it's a synthetic bristle. Synthetic sable. The way it lasts you forever. As long as you treat the brush nice and be good to it, clean it when you're supposed to clean it, and it'll last you almost a lifetime. Back down here, there's a little bit of something. Yeah, maybe, who knows, over here. There we go, we don't need too much going on. And then what I'm going to do is I'll just destroy the base of this. It just kind of blends into these trees. Alrighty. Good. Let's go ahead and let's start putting these big darker trees in. I want some big darker trees. So we'll take those 2-inch landscape brush and we'll take some phthalo blue, sap green, ivory black, maybe a tiny bit of alizarin crimson. Crunch this brush. Go in there and crunch it. See I'm crunching that brush. It's a brush will take it. It's a mean old brush. So let's go over here and let's put a big old tree right here. Big old tree. Womp it down first. Kind of blocking where we want to go. Then we can start to putting in the big trees, big tree shapes. So wherever you want to cover up, cover it up. Wherever you don't want to cover up, leave it open. Alrighty, a little bit more. Now you can use a 1-inch landscape brush if you want to, but whatever you want to use. There's a big tree there. Tree there. Okay. And then we'll start to refine the tree when we get into the highlights. Right now we're just putting in everything that's in the background. Dark stuff. Maybe let's grab the palette knife. Let's take a little more of the black. All these will be darker. Be a little darker, but I'll show you a little trick here where you can learn how to do some depth in your paintings really easily. I'll back into some of this color. These are moving from the inside out. That way you kind of get some variations of dark and lights in here already. It's real easy to, real quick to do. Okay. So Something like that. You can see there's different colors going around. Mix up a bigger pile of paint here. I'm using my number 10 magic palette knife. I'll take a little bit of everything. Sap green, black, phthalo blue. There's your crimson, all those colors. Okay, nice dark color. And we'll just mix it right back into the brush. And wow, right there's a big old tree. A big old one there. I'm using this brush this way to create some trees that's kind of going like that. It's kind of coming into it. These branches are. Something like that. Just hanging branches. And then we can put some regular bushes and stuff right in there. This big old brush really gets it done fast. Get those darkens in there quick. All dark trees and things, are just background stuff. Maybe get a little more black. And we put it in there too. Okay. Something about like that right now. What I'm going to go ahead and do is start putting some tree trunks in here. So just a few tree trunks here just to give it some, it'll give it more depth and everything in there as well, more detail. Just like some ivory black, titanium white. Maybe a touch of burnt sienna. One more titanium white. This is a number 6 filbert brush. Okay. And let's go. We'll go with an overhand grip on this one. I'm just going to kind of pull in a little tree trunk right there. That's real easy, real super easy. I'm just going to let them connect at the bottom. Maybe more titanium white. Should be good to go now. And maybe this one we want a little bit bigger. These aren't supposed to be really in your face tree trunks, but however you want to do them. Okay. And if you want to, we can have a few little limbs coming off of those. We'll just thin down that color with some mineral spirits or some amazing clear, whichever one you got. And we'll just start them. These aren't really going to show up that much, but just for practices, you can do a few. You can do just a few of them. Okay. You'll have all day to make a bunch of little tree limbs. Who knows? Maybe there's a thicker one there. These are really going to probably show up that much, but they do. They're nice little details. Okay. Alrighty. That's a few. That's all we needed. Alrighty. So what I'm going to do here now is get ready to start adding these highlights. Before I do, I'm just going to take a tip of this palette knife and add a few scratches back here. Get a few, whatever. You take us and do some detailer. It's like you were doing them with a brush. It's also great to make some tall grasses if you want to do it that way. When you get to more of the finished product. Get some grass laying through there. And we'll have some grass coming out this way. So it's great to you go ahead and start sketching out everything. It'll be like a hill here. Okay? Just kind of give you an idea of where we're going with this one. We'll go over here and grab a little amazing white. Go ahead and shake this one up again. It's a brand new jar here that's opened up. Shake it up. And this is the amazing white medium. This is what we put on the canvas before we get started. I just grabbed a new jar because I just ran out right whenever I started doing this one. So we'll go ahead and grab that. Okay, now we're back in business. Go ahead and grab the 1-inch landscape brush we were using already. Get back into this cadmium yellow light. super color. Take a little that dark color. Just tone down a little bit. It's going to go ahead and get toned down already. When we hit this wet paint, that's where we're going to start to do that. But I want to go ahead and tone down before I got started. And no pressure at all. We start to tap in some highlights. It shouldn't take much. You just should barely have to tap it. Okay. Shouldn't barely have to touch it. This brush is, like I said, it's a little softer than most brushes, so most of these highlights will just fall right off this brush. And we can highlight this one like we painted it in. Those hanging down branches. We can just take this brush like this and tap them as well. Just those hanging down ones. And all we're doing here is loading it, just tapping it. Just like that. Then we're taking it and just using one corner. And just kind of bouncing the brush around. Just a little bit. Just to bounce around. You got so much time at home to do these. You just take your time with it. Okay? Then down here we can push it up or we can tap it. Whichever which way you want to do it. I'm going to continue to tap. Down here for a little bush right down here. Okay, maybe there's a little bush over here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to putting in these background colors right now. Then we can add some lighter yellows to it by putting a little titanium white with it. And what that will do is give it even more depth on it. We can refine the bushes. Right now I'm just kind of getting everything laid in. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my number 6 fan brush. I'm going to get this path laid out. Just get it laid out. Real simple to do. Okay. Like we can start to get this path laid in so we can really move on with it. Titanium white, a little burnt sienna. And we go back up here. What I want to do is just start to get it laid in. I want those side colors to kind of mix in there with it too. It'll give it automatic shadows. Right now it's going to get laid in. More titanium white, a little bit more burnt sienna. A bit more titanium white with that. Just getting it laid in, then we can add more details on top of it. Right now I'm just about laying everything in. Okay, we'll go ahead and grab a little bit more paint. A little bit more titanium white. That's a little bit of Grimbacher titanium white there. A little bit more burnt sienna in there. There we go. And what we can do is at the bottom of this, you want the bottom to be darker as you get to the back here. Well, now we start to adding in details in this one. When you add multiple different colors into something, it makes it more realistic. Water, whatever you do to it. Water, paths, trees, don't matter. If you add more colors in it, it's going to look more realistic. Okay, that's a pretty good little path. And now I'm doing kind of blending them together with my knife. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Alrighty. So let's go back in here. Let's grab some ivory black, sap green, a little bit of phthalo blue. This is phthalo, not phthalo. It's just about just like phthalo blue, but just a little different. And start putting in this path into this painting here. Start putting it in. And then it looks really hard edged right now, but we're going to blend it back as it goes back. Nice little path. Okay. And then we can just, like I said, we're going to blend it back a little bit. We'll take the bigger brush to do it. Alrighty. Going back to the highlights again. I'm going to take a little yellow ochre this time. Just to change the color up just a little bit. A little touch of yellow ochre with that. Maybe right here's a little bush. A little bush over here too, a little tree or something. Make the brush sideways or flat and pushing up just a tiniest little bit. And so what's going to do is we'll just continue to do these grasses down here. These are going to be long grasses because it's in the woods. There's a path going through here, but this is the woods. There's nothing really that's kept up here. Nothing's getting kept up. So I want some tall grasses in here. Now let's do that with this brush and create some fantastic tall grasses. Nice and layered. Now maybe we'll take a little bit more yellow ochre, maybe a little more sap green. Just a little bit more. Tone it down just a little bit back there. Something like that. Maybe we'll grab a little blue. Have a little bluegrass. Okay. And then you can have a little bit of little tiny bit of highlighting going on the grasses. Okay, we're going back up here again, just giving a few little taps. Maybe where the sun hits it at, just a little bit, not too much. Because if you get in here and start going too much on, you'll kill it out. A lot of times when I'm doing those highlights, I usually will use titanium white instead of the amazing white because I don't want to mix too much in there. I want to kind of set there just a little bit. You're just kind of kissing the paint a little bit, just kissing it a little bit, just barely touching it. These paints are really bright, so you can really get a lot of yellow in there if you're not too careful. They're fantastic. There's so much pigment in them. Just a little bit. I don't want too much going on here. I don't want to be distracting. I just want to have a little bit of something going on in there. Okay. Kind of going back to this tree here. I just want to kind of touch it up a little bit more. Okay. Now we're going to add some extra little flair to those trees. So I just took a little titanium white and a little tiny touch of amazing white. And I'm just going to crunch this brush into the paint. See, I'm just kind of giving it a little bit of a push. Okay. And kind of going back up here. I'm just going to use one corner. Maybe it needs to be a little bit more white paint than that. Make it a little more brighter. Still wants the same color. You can be able to see it. Hope you'll be able to see that color. You probably see it when I get over here. But it's just a little bit browner so we can have some sun hitting those. I'm not sure how well it's going to pick up these brighter little tones. Okay. Something like that. Then we can do the same thing over on that side. A little more titanium white. Maybe a little bit more amazing white. Just a tiniest little bit. Don't take much of it because you don't want to thin it down too much. You'll make mud. Here's a key to making sure you know it's thinned down enough. It's not too much. If you can still see a bunch of little peaks in here, it still kind of has a little pull to the paint, you're pretty good. But if you start to get to where you can start seeing the palette through it or whatever, it's too thin usually. You still can't see that on the camera. Too light. Okay. I'm just going to go right into this color here, that way you can really see it. I'm very touching. Okay, nice little tones like that. Maybe over here we'll push up a little bush. Like I said, you can push up or you can tap it, however you want to do yours. Depends what kind of painting I want to do. If I want to do something that's kind of wild in the woods, then I'll make sure I use my 1-inch brush a lot because I don't want to have a little rougher looking bush than the more maintained looking ones. Because if I want something more refined, I'll use my filbert brush. I want to get some color going on in here. I want some colorful stuff going on. Maybe some flowers live over here. A little bit on this side too. Okay, and then we'll take a little amazing white with that. Not only will it thin it, but it'll lighten it up a little bit. Okay, looks pretty good. Looks pretty good for the little bit we've been working on it. I'm going to take some ivory black and thin that down. With a little touch of mineral spirits. I'm going back here and put some little poles back here. And as you get forward, make them a little bit bigger. There you go. So we know it's going this way. Alright. So all I'm going to do is I want to make a little bit of a highlight tone so you can kind of see those a little better. Okay, but it kind of stands out a little bit. Okay. And I think we're almost done. Take the fan brush just to go underneath these poles. Something about like that. And I'll grab a number 3 fan brush and just fix that up where we hit that. Okay. I think we're almost finished. Took a little amazing white with this. I just kind of want some Maybe a little bit more amazing white. Okay, now I know you can see those now. Some background stuff going on back here. Some things that make it a little more interesting. Not too in your face, but just a tiny little bit of extra stuff going on. Okay, then I'll show you a little cool little trick here. It's kind of a fun little technique we've done on the show a few times. We'll take a number 3 fan brush, and I'm going to take this white, thin it down. This is the number 3 fan brush. And we'll do a little splattering. Maybe there's some flowers that kind of live here, some wild flowers. Do as many as you want, or as few as you want. It's however you want to do it. So I think I got this one. I think pretty much wrapped up. I think it's a pretty one, pretty good, pretty done. Alrighty. So I want to take a look at it. Maybe I want to. You can add if you want to a little bird back here or something. So. There's a little something going on back here. I want it to be a light bird. So something about like this gray would do good. Okay, let's go back here. Kind of break it up back here. It's big. There you go. Nice little bit of birds. And if I have a little mark in there, I'll take my 2-inch hake brush. This is in white right now, but it will be in green once available. And I'll just gently touch it. Very nice, big old hake brush. It's fantastic. Okay, I think with that, I will just throw a few, maybe if you can see those or not. Little tall grasses in here, just to have a little extra detail. See those? And we'll get ready to sign it. Hope you enjoyed this little painting today. Hope it helped you out on a couple little different techniques we do. This one's a fun one. It's pretty easy to do for beginner, intermediate. This one sure is a fun one to do for sitting back and relaxing with it, with a nice little path in it. Kind of got to see how the new brushes work out, and they're fantastic to use. And the Grumbacher paints are fantastic. They got so much pigment in them. It don't take as much to do it with. Okay. And before I go today, I'd like to dedicate this series of Painting with Magic Season 4 to my late aunt and my late uncle who recently passed away. If you follow me on Facebook, you know that we had donations for his funeral because of all the things that's going on right now in her family. And I'd like to thank you personally for donating and helping my family out. Hope you enjoyed this episode. This one's ready for an art gallery, and so is yours. And I'll see you real soon.